for us. In the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Amen. Okay, good morning, everyone.
Good morning,
Good
Dam.
morning, ma'am.
Morning.
Morning.
So, this morning we will be learning about the different cultures, no? In the Philippines. So, last time, sa Philippine pop culture, kuan naman to siya in general, no? So, human naman ta ato. No, we already know the history of pop culture, its many definitions. So, we will then proceed with, um, of course, the Philippines. So, let me just share my screen first. So, by the way, no, today is the first day of February. So I do hope nga you are still enthusiastic to learn. No, we still have 2 months na lang, no? So this is the second month of this semester. So it will end in April month. So you will have at least a month or 2 months nga summer vacation, and then you'll be in the second year na po, no? So time flies so fast, no? From first year karon hapit na mo mag second year. So I do hope nga wala ra Japon muna gikapoy og eskwela, no, kay despite the pandemic, no, despite nga many challenges in distance learning, no, most especially in your state, no, nga we have difficulties in internet connection, no, we have difficulties in try to adapt to the new learning modality. I hope all of you are still hanging in there. Okay, so um, last 3 weeks ago. Okay, so last 3 weeks ago, no, we learned about the history of pop culture. What are its many definitions? So, because when you say or when you talk about the word culture, it's really broad, no. But of course, no, we are learning a specific kind of culture, which is popular culture. But we also learn different kinds of culture, like multiculturalism, no, cultural diversity. Then we also learned about um, exile, no, cultural fusion, and we also learned what is the source of pop culture, which is of course no television and film. No, so human naman ta ato, we will now proceed with the Filipino culture and values. So please be reminded that the content of our subject is mag-start ako in general, and then you'll get to know the different cultures, no? Like for example, sa sports, sa music and arts, no? Um, when it comes to architecture, no, sa Tibok Philippines, no, which is popular pod among us Filipinos. Wait lang for a while. Accept sa ko og. Okay, so what is Filipino culture? Filipino culture is the summation of indigenous forces and foreign influences that had come to bear upon the people in varying degrees during the last centuries. Before we define culture as a pattern of behavior or activities in a certain group of people or in a community, Filipino culture is just the same, no? But what makes it unique than any other culture is that, of course, our culture is a fusion of different cultures. No, sometimes makita siya to ang Asian Hispanic culture nato, no, kay kalabanan sa ato ang practices, kalabanan sa ato ang um, tanan, no, nga ato ang gina-practice jud in our culture are a fusion of Hispanic, because we have been under the Spanish occupation, no, for 300 years, and of course we also have Asian nga culture because we are part of Asia, no. So I did mention nga part of our culture is a fusion of many cultures, and not only nga, so although no ang Asian Hispanic culture is mo dyan ang dominating part sa to, ano, because when it comes to our food, our language, no, we can even understand some few words in Spanish because we have adapted some of that to our language, no, and we also tend to patronize both Hispanic and Asian cuisines, no, because mo na ang mag ko ano dominating nga culture sa ato. But not only ang Spanish and Chinese ang nag-influence sa ato in many things, but also you have the Indian, Hindu, Malays, and even the Americans. Um, Samot na ron, no, nga modernized na kaayo ang ato ang world karon, no, because of globalization, and we tend to embrace Western culture more than other cultures. So there are actually different cultural perspectives, class, no, in our culture as Filipinos. First is the traditional concept. So it holds that Filipino culture was developed due to the conglomeration of the physical, intellectual, moral, and spiritual aspects. So the traditional concept is na born ang Filipino culture because of the combination of the physical, intellectual, moral, and spiritual aspects of the Filipinos. No, so more siya on what we usually do as a community, and we tend to embrace that one as our culture. Nationalistic view regards culture as the summation of the needs of the people, the description of their past and present condition, an expression of their values, thoughts, and emotions, and a depiction of their historic struggles to to liberate to liberate themselves. To nga dili double O ha. Wrong spelling siya. To liberate themselves. So, in a nationalistic view nga kind of culture, take for example, no, ang natabo sa EDSA people power. No, wherein, no, na ay, di mo yung nga revolt, no, mararag ka ng nag-struggle ang mga Filipinos to free themselves from dictatorship, no. So, those Filipinos, no, in unison, working together to free themselves from um, or to liberate themselves from dictatorship, no, of the former President Marcos. As an example of a nationalistic view, wherein, no, they have the same values, thoughts, they share the same emotions, nga anger, no, the will to be free. No, that's an example. Katong sa EDSA People Power, that's an example of a nationalistic view. Another example is katong nag-revolt ang mga Katipuneros, di ba? No, against the Spaniards. No, they share the same emotions, anger, no, the will to be free, no. Kana ang example pod og nationalistic view. Ang traditional concept is kana na, no, kanang murag mamaninaanda nato, no, kay parehas sa usa ka lugar parehas man ta og ano, we share the same morals, no, in our community, kay we are very religious and we share that same morals. So that's an example of traditional concept, no, nga murag nakita nato nga we share the same pattern of activities, we share the same pattern of emotions or morals, then that's traditional concept. But the nationalistic view is dira na siya mo derive itong Filipino culture when we are faced with difficulties and struggles. Not only that, no, dili lang po itong mga revolts or revolutions, even kanang mga parts nga na ay mga sakuna, no, nga wherein, no, we work as one, no, we try to help one another, no, because we feel the same emotions, no, we experience the same struggles. So that's nationalistic view, no, nga kita as Filipinos, no, maborn na siya nga Filipino culture kani nationalistic view because we share the same struggles and we help each other, or we share the same struggles, we want to be free. So that is why, no, we are in unison, no, we express what we feel because we share, no, the same emotions. Okay, cultural dualism. So the Philippines is a transitional society dominated on one side by traditional culture and on the other side by modern culture. No, because of globalization and we tend to embrace Western culture, no, kay again the Filipino culture is a combination of different cultures. Unlike other countries nga, their culture is so distinct because of course class no just like one set of culture, no, and kita lahi, no, fusion ta mga absorb ta ko kinsay mo abot sa tuang lugar gina-absorb na to ang ilahang culture, and then kung kasi na pa mura nag-fruit salad ang atong culture, no, because it's a fusion of different cultures. Now, most especially karon, no, nga because of globalization, because of technology, no, we can reach out to different countries. We see their cultures even in our own hands, ano, sa cellphone lang nato or sa to ang laptop, makakita taon sa culture sa uban nga lugar because of technology and because of globalization. No, we are an open country. We are open to different countries going in our country, and we are also, no, some of our Filipinos are also migrating to different countries as well, no, to travel, how to experience the culture of other countries. So ang matabuan na no ma-embrace jud nato ang modern culture. So cultural dualism in the Philippines is a combination of traditional no kanang mukuan na siya punta no we still have kaning hospitality nga values no nga basta nay bisita no tondo jud kaayo atiman no in the Philippines pod we have the traditional culture nga magmano sa mga tigulang di ba no mo bless jud sa mga tigulang no so that's an example of traditional culture and with a mixture of modern culture which is karon na gina-practice sa recent generations, most especially among us no sa mga Generation Z. So we are not called millennials ha. Millennials are people like service po no kanang mga naana sa ilahang early 30s or late 20s. Kita na sa mga early 20s no kay mga 21, 22 o kanang mga teenagers no we belong to Generation Z. No so naatay ko no so dili ta millennials mo na ang kanang misconception sa uban nga millennials ang tawag sa tuwa but although almost identical ang ato ang koan ang ato ang like character or for example ang ato ang batasan if you compare it to the millennials so magduol-duol ra pero lahi no naadjay distinct nga kalahian no sige nga one or two aspects no if you compare to the Generation Z and the millennials so most especially karon no kita nga nabilong sa Generation Z we are a perfect example of cultural dualism no because we um we experience both traditional culture and modern culture. Kanang traditional culture nga gitudlo sa to sa tong mga ginikanan no sa isilaha pang nga panahon no nga ato ang nadala hangtod karon nya na mix pa rin siya og modern culture nga ato nakita sa social media or na practice nato siya because with interacting with other people then that's an example of cultural dualism na practice mo ang both traditional and modern culture. Okay. Okay, let's now proceed to the Filipino culture. So first is the belief system. So Filipinos are believers of religion. We are a very religious country, no? Knowing that we are part of Asia and most of in Asia, no, kay Buddhist, no, nya dili na sila few ra jud na ang kanang Roman Catholics, no? Nya I think we are the only Roman Catholic country in Asia, no? So we are heavy believers of deities, no, di mo siya deities, of like Jesus, no, if Christianity because of course pag abot sa mga Espanyol diri sa Philippines, gidala man pod nila ang ilahang religion which is Roman Catholic, no, and then na-embrace po na nato. Okay, they believe so on supernatural powers and view themselves as only a speck in this wide universe. Before, no, naabot ang mga Espanyol, nya gidala nila ang religion nga Roman Catholic no sa Philippines, no most especially kapag abot nila ni Magellan, no so before we believe in deities no such as in like Bathala no and other um kanang mga nature deities no and we believe that we are just a speck in this universe no and there is a supreme deity or supreme being no nga ga provide sa atua no so mo na nga to ang view before pag abot sa mga Espanyol same ra Japon no um we still believe that there is a higher being up there and we considered ourselves as only a mere speck no maratag ka ng a grain of sand in this universe so ingana ta no unlike sa uban nga culture nga some of them do not believe in a supreme being they do not believe in God no ang ilaharaan na is I came to be no because of science no at the same time they believe nga whatever nga ilang ma-receive ani nga life it is because of their mere decisions no of their choices so wala sa gatuo ka ng mga karma or wala sa gatuan ng mga blessings ang lahat jud is ko ano abuti siya mga butang nga kay tungod mo niya ko mga decisions in life or maro siya yung nabot sa ko no so wala sa believe nga na supreme being dira nga who can control or let's say who can influence your faith no who can influence your destiny no or kuan kita gatuo ta ana no nga ako anjud ko ron ni Lord sign na ni niya or kuan no so Wala siya. So, for us Filipinos, success is considered a blessing from above as a result of good luck and faith. No, so for example, no mablisingan ta may nga ang gikuanan siya ta ni Lord or naminaw siya sa ato ang kanang prayer, no. So wala ta, unlike sa uban nga culture nga ang ilaha ng successful ko kay tungod I work hard for it, no. Pero ato is success is or our achievements are considered a blessing from above, no, nga di ato ni siya mahimo without the blessing of God, no, or ang iyang enlightenment ba rin, which is true, no. As Catholics, we really believe that, no, nga dili man siya ta mahimo ni tanang butang if wala jud ang Ginoo, di ba? So mo na ang ato ang belief system, no, as Filipinos. So mo na siya. So good is considered relative and happiness, wrong spelling. Happiness and success differ from one person to another. So we believe nga your happiness is different from my own happiness. So if you feel happy doing this, anya ako lahi ako ang lahi akong source of happiness, lahi ako ang definition of happiness, then muna to ang gina-embrace, no. Wala man taga-ingon nga, uy, your happiness should be this or your happiness should be that, no. So hospitality is a practice. No, we are known as hospitable people, no. If natay mga bisita kana dyan ato ang mga tinaguan nga gwapa kay nga mga kutson or kanang mga gwapa kay nga mga plato, no, paggawas jud dayon na siya, no, kay only only the best for our only the best for our bisita, no, nya sa una kay basa na aga ni mga kuan agay mga bisita mo limpyo jud balay, no, kung ano jud mga kay para presentable ni kaabot nila na makomportable sila sa abroad, no. For example, if you came into the house uninvited or you didn't inform them ahead of time, yung magkauna na sila, no, dili sa presato nga manghagad ta. So, kay, kuan, no, pasensya, wala man kaning pabalo nga kuan. Kung maabot di ay ka, umi ka preparar, no, sa mga ingana. No, aling sa tuang nga, naging maabot kalit-kalit bisita, no, di, dali dyan tagpapalit ito og coke og kanang snacks dayon sa bisita, masking kadiyot ra sila muagi. No, so, as Filipinos, no, that is our unique trait, no, we are very hospitable. That is why, no, if you would know, no, most nga naa sa hotels, naa sa abroad, kalabanan na ay mga Filipinos, no, because of the level of service sa ilaha nga marender, no, kay when it comes to giving their service in hotels, class lahi ang hospitality sa Pinoy, most especially if kanang sa housekeeping siya ma-assign, no, lahi ang ilahang level of hospitality no compared to others. Next is the value system. So cultural values are shared assumptions of what is right, good, or important. So for the Filipinos, the values guide a man's behavior and action as he relates himself in most situations in life. No, so kung giyon sa siya pagpadako, no, that will also guide him in making his own decisions in life. Kung gipadako siya og in a wrong way, no, as Filipinos ato, kung gipadako gani nato og bati ang bata, no, kay parent factor man jud na siya. Kung gipadako gani ninyo og dili tarong ang bata, no, ang yapong decisions in life dili pud sakto. No, mo siya nakalaban na nga to ang kuan, ato ang mindset, no, as Filipinos. So it can be best seen from the aspects of personal and social relationships. Majority of Filipino value more than their honor rather than wealth. No, so I don't know if it's true. No, kay di po nako maingon nga tanan. No, kay kung yung anak pa lang na kung i-value dyan nila ilang honor, tani Philippines would be a better place to live in. No. So I think it's evident naman. I do not wish to be political, no, kay teachers should not be political, but if Filipinos truly no value their honor than their wealth, then nindot tani kaayo ang Pilipinas, no. Kay kuan man na siya class. Kung mo value kasi mong honor, no, despite kung pila pa ng kwarta ihatag sa imuha, kung naadyo kay like hinambalan or naakay kanang murag na kay honor jud ba, no, ngayon ka nga ay sayop man na di na ko nabuhaton maski pila pa na ibayad sa ako, di siya na nimo buhaton, no, ang sayop, no. So na ako'y reservations ani nga statement, no, nga majority of Filipinos value more than their honor or karangalan rather than wealth. Siguro sa kanang akong usually makita na nga mga ani class kay kanang mga simple people, no, like farmers nga wherein they truly honor no, kanang ang ilahang ko ano dili sila ginahan nga dagdaogon na sila or ko ano kita mo siya nimo sa mga salida po do sa hay no nga kanang taas jud ang ilahang honor no compare sa pag-value nila silang mga material nga belongings. No, so mo na siya. I do not know sa uban. So dili ko kayo mo totally agree ani. Just giving my 2 cents lang on this statement. So anyway, let's go back. So let's continue to value system. In decision making, the Filipinos usually consult and take into consideration the consensus of the family members as the feelings of those who are to be affected. And that is true, no? Before we make decisions, we usually consult, most especially, no, ang atong senior members of the family like our parents, no nga before ta mo make decisions gani even mga ginagmay nga decisions no we ask them first no if kauyon ba sila mauna nga batasan jud na nato class no even in big decisions in life like going to college or getting married no or making big decisions in your career we always ask second opinion from our parents no kay mo man na siya no we value kay in the Filipino setting no very close knit kayo ang family di man na para sa abroad class nga tingala ra ka lahi lang sa ating dito no kay matingala ra ang ginikanan nga minyo na day ni akong anak no kay their children no kanang nag-live man separately as early as 18 years old no so wala na sa kabalo no na like puyo na sa layo unya na nay mga decisions sa iyang wala na siya nag-ask og permission no so sa tuwa no, masking tigulang na ta we always ask permission from our parents. Maski gani mulaag no, para sa ako no, 20 na ko. Mahadlok ra Japon ko mo kay mananghid ra Japon ta. So depende ra jud na no. So Filipinos love to mingle with other people, particularly with friends and families. No, we are very sociable no. Dili ta ginahan nga dili ta kakuan o bitaw nga kanang kabantay ka no, kalabanan sa imong barangay daghan kaayog mga chismosa po no kay ganahan sila makigmingle no so as Filipinos we love to mingle with friends and relatives no most especially na ay mga get together reunions no because we do not like to be alone no kung dili mo po siguro na limited as Filipinos no as human beings no we are sociable people and we do not like to live alone no we always mingle or at least talk to someone no. So they engage themselves in mutual cooperation or bayanihan. And it's very evident, no, most especially during kanang mga sakuna. No, recently lang no natabo sa diri sa San Carlos City no nagbahaan no nya. Sa ang CSR not only CSR no a lot of people are doing charity drives no and I do hope nga kanang nga kwarta nga ilahad yung gipangayo is para jud sa mga nasalanta sa baha no kaya naiuban na ba nga take advantage nila ang kanang kuan ang kanang natabo nga incident para mangwarta no pero kalabanan sa to as Filipinos we do that no maski ganing ko ano katong natabo sa pila to ka buok iro nga they need 15,000 kay euthanize na the following day nya diha dayon no daghan king mga pet lovers no nga nay extra money kuan jud dayon sila tabang jud dayon sila para ma-save tong mga iro pod sa dog pound or sa Medina ba to no so yan no as Filipinos we believe nga in bayanihan no wherein we help those in need. So Filipinos are friendly. They smile at people even with strangers. And that is true, no? So maski ganing mga foreigners, no, sa amua sa kuan, sa amua sa hotel no makuan na siya kay nga smiling kuno kaayo ang mga staff kuno sa mga OJT ko sa una ko nga of course no we are oriented man pod nga dapat friendly ra Japan maski sakit yung puson or unsa pa na dira no so Filipinos are very friendly most especially no among tourists so they are warm and simple and Filipino women are treated with high regard and also respected. I do hope that's true no nowadays again, no, same with my previous nga statement, there are things that I do not really believe kay dili man jud tanan no ing ana so para sa aning Filipino women are are treated with high regard and respected no. Siguro na ay uban no di man jud ingon tanan wala jud respeto but there are also cases pod class no nga wala jud nato ginarespeto to ang kuan no, but not all of course. Siguro ang nakanindot lang nga part sa to ang country is that although very patriarchal kay atong country because we prefer a male leader than a woman leader. No, mas prefer to ang lalaki nga presidente, or even leaders in our community we prefer men, no, because strong sila kuno og figure, no, dili figure nga physical ha. I mean, very strong sila og personality, no, but of course, although no very patriarchal atong country, no, we still have strong women man po, no, who are in higher ranks, no, who are also leaders as well, no, nya we are treated fairly man po, no, but in the part nga respected, dili, not all the time. No, you can still see sexist calling, even our own, dili lang kamo chika, no, so even our leaders gani, no, nga very kuan sexist kaayo, no, mingin kitag sexist class kana ganing mo sulti o jokes, no, disrespecting women, no, and seeing a leader that does that, no, of course makita sa uban nga it's a normal thing to do ra di ay, no, nga pwede ta magyaga-yaga sa mga kuan, no, you just consider them as kuan ra ang mga babae, no, as things kay tungod okay ra gay, no, ato nga gayong leader nagsulti ana, no, so pwede na siya. Okay, Filipino values, no, so predominant, so utang na loob, no, dali jud kita maikog, no, kana ganing nahimuhatag sa tuwa niya, so balusan na nato kay maikog pud ta niya, dili ta maganahon na og balusan ta balik, ang tuwa lang is kung nagay makauna sa tughatag, no, maikog na dayon ta. So utang na loob means it's a technique of reciprocity of debt of gratitude to others within the family circle or primary group, sometimes unlimited in nature, emotional rather than financial or rational. So when we have this utang na loob class, it's more on emotional, no, nga we feel na yung kaikog nga, hala, kuan na ba ko niya, so kuan na po ko kay para kanang kuan, no, kanang lain man pug kaayo nga dili ko mo balos, no, mamala kalaban natong huna-huna, no, nga dili ko ginahan nga sige na kog dawat nga dawat, no, nya lain pug kaayo, so ako dyan nang i-reciprocate, no, mara pug ka nang nagpasalamat ko siyang gihatag sa ko, so mo reciprocate pug ko, so may ana, no, so ang utang na loob is more on emotional, no, it's a psychological in nature, and it's not because bayad nihatag siya nimo og kwarta, tagaan pa nimo kwarta, no, it's more emotional nga kuan, no, it's emotional in nature. So next, it is a sign of marginal economy where no place is available in bargaining, formal agreements, written contracts, specific rights and responsibilities. So di siya parehas na ng kuan, no, ang utang na loob is diingon nga kita ta ning lugar ha, nya natay formal agreement ha or kontrata nga basta muhatag ko nimo tagaan pug dili ing ana ang utang na loob, no, simply nara siya na sa imuhang kabubuton, no, nga mubalos lang jud ko, no, kay as a sign of gratitude, no, so din siya parehas sa uban nga na formal arrangement na adjay kontrata, no, wala, no, ang ato jung batasan nga utang na loob is means nga ano jud ta mo balos, no, kay naikog ta or nagpasalamat ta sa iyang gihatag sa tuwa. Next is pakikisama, so closely related to utang na loob, no, lahi po ni siya, no, kanang ningkuan siya sa imuha, no, ning hatag siya sa imuha, so of course, no, kisama jud ka sa iyaha, no, it's the value of kuan, no, ngayon ka makikisama, no, mingle, no, with people nga you feel indebted to, so closely related to utang na loob. It is the value of belongingness and loyalty to the small in group, and with sensitivity to the feelings of others on the principle of give and take. No, so di man ta para sa na class nga kung tagaan ta we feel indifferent, palayo dayon ta, no, kita kung usually kung tagaan ta, no, we feel essence of kon nga makisama ta, no, because he is really friendly to me, ning hatag siya og something sa ako and all, no, so it's a folk concept of good public relations and avoidance of conflict with the leader of majority of the groups. Next is hiya, no, so controls a large extent of the behavior of the individual, no, so dependent on others will think, say, and do, no, so dili ta ingon nga kanang ging hiya gani class, no, di kanang ganing murag maulaw ka mo dili, no, or for example, no, maulaw ka nga unsan lang kato yang isulti, no, or ihang buhaton, no, because I didn't control myself, no, because of hiya a Filipino cannot say no even is against his will to do what is being requested. So mo na siya, no, para sa lang ganing koan pod, no, dili lang po niya all of the time, no, nga against his will. Like for example, pangutaan ka sa imong gusto, out of hiya, no, maulaw ka, no, pili ra jud ka ng unsa dira ang kanang dili kayo mahal, no, or nga mo po na siya kalabanan sa tong batasan. Or for example, no, because we're shy, no, di na ta kasulti og dili, no, for example, naa siya favor sa imuha niya, maulaw man kamo dili, no, kay tungod kuan kay siya, butan kay siya sa imuha. We have this organic reservation, no, muna may ngunta nga, sige lang, or kuan lang, nya, mo na din mo friend nga, o di ba galisod man ka nga no, ning tando man ka sa iyahang gibuhato siya, maulo, mong gugugod, mo balibad, mo dyan na, kalabanan sa tong batasan, maulaw dyan ko mo balibad, no, kay siya naman good to, or ihangyo mong good siya good, nya, maulaw ra pug ko mo dili, luoy pud biya, mo na, kalabanan pud sa tong batasan as Filipinos. But, keep in mind class, although, no, some of this could be considered as a good attribute, sometimes, this good can be toxic. No, kay we have to really learn to say no. No, although it's 2021 naman, no. We embrace modern culture and for our own benefit, no. Hiya is good, well, but in moderation, no. Marag si Katrina Gray. But of course, class, no, we need to set our limits as well. No, di mo yung nga kanang ko mo balibad kay maikog pug ko. Na po maabot sa time class nga, nacho kay limitation. No, kay maabot nga na sa point nga abusaran na lang ka. Yeah, would you let your hiya take over? No. No, so, na po kay time nga, may nga, pasensya na ha, kay, kabalo na jud ka, no, di jud ko kadili ni mo permi, pero, karon na jud ko mohangyo nga, dili ko mo dawat, or dili ko mo himo sa imong gipabuhat, kay tungod, mao ni siya, mao na. Kabanan na ba dahil, malain na dayon ang kuan, no? So, mapo na siya. So, although, hiya is good, if sasakto siya ibutang, no, and as long as there is limitation. Next is bahala na. Ani siya, no, naapo ni siya good og bad side, ang bahala na, no. So it's a common expression among Filipinos, and this rests on the fatalistic outlook and strong dependence on the spirits, no, or supreme being that who will take care of everything if they are really hindi ko kabasa, if they are really meant for a person. Naman tayo ang mga nabatasan, no, nga kanang, kung sa tuwa jud ihatag, sa tuwa jud, no, kanang ganing, musalig na lang ta, no, sa supreme being nga mo take care sa tanan, no, para sa nang, kung ihatag jud sa atua, ikuan jud, no, pero, dili po na siya maayo po nga expression usahay class, no, labi na kanang, mala din ta nga, narabatoy pa siran si ma'am, lisod ra ba kaayo? Bahala na to, basta answer ako or si Lord na bahala to, tagaan ako niyag answer. Dili po na siya maayo po nga batasan, no? So, although we are dependent, no, we are a very spiritual person, no? As Filipinos, so we believe in a higher being, no, that who will take care of us, who will take care of everything. But again, no, mo niya ang permanent nga hunahon nga, the Lord is just there, no, to guide you, to bless you, but it's still up to you, no, to do all the hard work, no, because di man nimo makuha ang usa ka butang, or di nimo ma-achieve ang usa ka, you will not achieve something, no, if sige kayo nga bahala na to, no. If you want to get results, then you really have to work for it, and then, no, let the Lord guide you in your in your feet, no, or for the feet nga FEAT. So, may the Lord guide you, no, on the process of getting there, of getting that result. No, para saan nang mo take abi ka og licensure exam, no, pohon, or mo take ka og kanang dako kay examination or test, may ka nga, bahala na to, nya, wala ka nagtuon, wala ka nagpreparar, sige ka imong bahala na, di, pag-abot sa result, ma-disappoint ka, kay of course, gato ka nga, ang Ginoo ang mutabang jud nimo, nga mo change in again, no, sa Diyos ang awa, na sa tao ang gawa, no, we still have to work for results, and the Lord is just there to guide you. Tagaan ka niya og kanang enlightenment, Holy Spirit, while taking the exam, para katoy mong natunan, di nimo malimtan. But by getting there, it will have to entail hard work. Dili kay, magic ka nagkalit, no, ang imuhang utok niya, maka-answer na dayon ka, no. So, dili po na siya, no. So, hard work and then with prayers, no, perfect kayo na siya nga combination. So that's it. Next is authoritarianism. So it is the dependence, wrong spelling, dependence, of the Filipinos in a paternalistic rather than in a stern way upon the elders of the family, upon their boss if employed, and upon people in authority as their father figure. Again, I did mention that the Philippines is a very patriarchal country. No, we tend to be heavy dependent on our male leaders because we see them as strong people with strong personas. But again, no, even in the family, no, ang pinaka-common jud nga sa ating satwa is the father makes all of the decisions and siya ang murag head sa family jud, no. Mabitaw kalabanan natong ikuan nga i-complain nga ang kan di ay, no, ang mother di ay, or for example ang elder sibling, no. So why can't they be the head? Because we feel nga that is the most common, no, nga family setting. Ang father jud because mo na siya ang head. Even sa to ang mga bosses, no, we tend to look up sa to ang boss, no, most especially kanang mga male bosses na to because again we see them as a father figure or as someone with a very strong personality. So it is commonly practiced in the Filipino family, to which basically patriarchal in nature. The father is seen as the head that makes major decisions affecting the family. So again, although karon, no, we have different definitions of a family. You know, a family could be a one single parent, either it may be the mother or the father and its children. That is considered a normal family. Or a normal family could be a combination of both two mothers, no, kay kuan man sila gay parents, no, or dili sila straight parents. So that's okay, no, that's a normal family, no. Although a lot of different families have been embraced, no, na ay duha ka fathers in the family. Dili yung duha ka fathers kay duha ka papa. Kanang for example, no, partner sila, no, bayot silang duha. Dayon na sila'y bata, no, nag-adopt baron sila. So that's still considered as a normal family, no, karon, no. Even duha ka mothers, like duha ka babae, no, mag-uyab sila, no, ang usa kay tomboy, no, and then naa sila'y family, that's still considered, no, as a normal family. Or even a single parent is considered a normal family karon. Although ang aton jud naandan nga normal family jud kay kanang naay mama, naay papa, nya ay naay siblings, no, but still, no, considered siya as traditional, no, mostly naandan nato, but there are many definitions of a normal family. Okay? So, siguro ato naandan ra isang papa ang head, pero karon nga 2021 na, no, we embrace modern culture, daghan kay klase nga normal families class, no. So dili ta dapat mo discriminate nga ay dili normal yung family kay kuan yung mama ra na or yung papa ra na. No, that's still a normal family. Kita man gani mo na sa emojis, di ba, kung mo-search ka sa emoji og family, no, nalaing klase nga family na ay duha ka buklaki, nya na ay mga bata, or siya ra sa babay na ay mga bata, no. Kita po ganini mo na sa I think one module in DepEd, no, or sa uban ba to nga school nga private school nga embrace pod sila og different kinds of families pod, nga not just the common lang nga traditional family. Okay, individualism. So it's a pattern of behavior which characterizes the Filipino as self-centered. The desire to make a name for himself becomes the primary motivation for success. And it's pretty normal, no, as Filipinos, no, being raised in a family, we are often dili mo train, no, we are often brought up by our parents nga uy dapat kuan ha kanang inikadako nimo doctor na ka or engineer na ka or successful ka sa imong career, no. We are encouraged by our parents to make a name for ourselves, no, nga we need to be successful or make at least yung kitag make a name for ourselves na kanang successful ta, no, nga naana tay we can stand on our own 2 feet, no, nga kuan nga naana tay ma-contribute, no, sa society, no. So mo na to ang desire, no, nga dili lang ta ingon nga papabili na ta diri, no, nga we are centered on who we are, no, or who will we become, no, in the future. Next is amor proprio. So what is amor proprio? An individual's highly emotional reaction to protect his honor and dignity when they are threatened or questioned and to retaliate. Common forms of this are hele hele bago kere or pakipot, which shows at a person initially refusing an offer even if he wants very much to accept it. No, so kana mga pakipot, no? Or kuan naman ko'y delikadesa, no? So dili jud ko mo. Although I really want to do it, or I really want to say yes or to accept it, but I have my own reservations, no, na ako'y delikadesa, dili na ko siya buhaton, no. Mo man ang kalabanan nga ato ang batasan, most especially in courtship, no, nga dili ta magpagpakuan dayon uy, no, magpa easy to get, no, abi pa lang, mga yung ana, no, nga oh, they really like the person, pero mo yung ka nga ay kala nga pakipot lang ta oy para ingnon put ang hard to get ta, masking ginahan na jud tani ka di ba, to accept the the courtship, or for example, no, to accept the offer of this person. So muna, no, that's a more proprio. Okay, so of course, as Filipinos, no, we are lovers of the arts, no, and music. So it's also traditional for, I don't know if we do this anymore, no, san na lang ta og memes og wave ra sa messenger karon, no, that is the current trend now, no, and courtship does not really take more than a year or more than a month, no, uban gani pila ra ka semana, no, so unlike before. So before, no, a man serenades, or we call it as harana, no, a woman to win over her heart. Kay bayanihan, this is still practiced today, but not really in the form of kana mag-transfer siya og balay, no. Even kana magtabangan ni in times of sakuna. Siguro in small barrios, no, our brothers and sisters living outside of the city, no, they do this. No, kay do not have the luxury to have a moving truck, or for example kanang to buy their own separate house na pud, no, to transfer to another place. So mana natay bayanihan. Okay, pakikisama. So, socialize, pagmamano. Okay, so that ends our discussion on Filipino values. I'm supposed to show you a video, but it's already 8:30. I'll just send the video na lang guro sa inyong Google Classroom. Okay, questions?